Without further ado, we'll get into the album that we've been talking about, which is KOD. KOD is J. Cole's 5th studio album. It was released in 2018 through Dreamville, Interscope, Roc Nation. Majority of the production was handled by Cole himself. KOD stands for Kids on Drugs, Kids Overdosed, and Kill Our Demons. He took a very different approach with this album. This album was the intention behind this album was very different from his others. So he said he was inspired by SoundCloud rappers. So kind of like Q was saying, how his flow is very different with this album, noticeably different with this album, because he gets into the bag of the rappers of today. So like a lot of the rappers and a lot of the styles that wait, what?
I think Taurian's yelling at you. We can't hear him.
No. I was trying not to cut him off, but Regg, you didn't do the opening.
Why you leaving? Yo.
Damn, I don't want to hear J. Cole singing. Oh.
Nah, yo, you just gotta
and turn off your ears.
All you gotta do is give your part because you working. So hear your part. And then
you won't even hear nothing from us.
You won't even hear it from us. You ain't even gotta watch the episode. How you feel about this album?
How do I feel about KOD? KOD, I thought it was dope. I thought it was a play on, the sound of today with him trying to put, the medicine in the food type of thing. And also, I ended up going to the KOD concert at the Garden, and it seemed like he made this album to perform, because live that shit was amazing, and it changed my whole feel of the album. Now I'm biased. I'm already a Cole fan. Every time I hear the album, I think about the experience at the Garden with the way he put his show together was fire. As far as like some of my standout tracks, I like Photograph, 1985. I forget the track list right now. KOD, the title track. I would have. He did mess with some other producers. I still am waiting for an album where he 100% like just goes with like some of the best producers. Where we get an album that will put all together like what he was doing with his features that whole year run that he went on, the year this came out. If we could get that on a Cole album, that I'm still waiting for that moment. Hopefully the next one is that, but I appreciated it. I liked it way better than the album before, which I didn't really like at all. The 44 Your Eyes Only. It's better than that. Not quite as good as 2014 Forest Hills Drive, but it's definitely was improvement from the previous album. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, so before you go though, is there anything you don't like about the album?
I can tell you, I remember how I felt on first listen. It was hard to. Oh, my bad. Let me go back to one thing that I did like. The rollout of the album was fire. Like when he dropped the counted up video with the track. I thought the video was fire, and it got me excited for the album. But yeah, in regards to your question, just like him using like all these like flows, like he's using the Dave East flow, the Meek Mill flow, like he's using these flows that are like popular now that you wouldn't expect Cole to use because he's like a rapper. But he's trying to use them and like put lyricism in the flows. So after a while, it grew on me. But at first, I'm like, where's he going with this? So that would be one thing I said I don't like. And then also the production. Like I feel like 1985 is like a bag that Cole needs to be in more often. Like that shit's just like some boom bap like type shit. And I feel like he raps good on those type of beats. Even like that Primo track, the Gangstar track, like I feel like he sounds good on those. So I want to hear more of that.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, we're not gonna keep you unless somebody else has something to say to what you said. It looked like Taurian does.
I'm a slander this
Abs-
also. Q can't
no,
say anything when he's gone.
no, absolutely not. Q, that was amazing. Thank you.
Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm first Regg.
I'm Taurian B.
And of course, we're talking about the 5th studio album of J. Cole, KOD. KOD is produced mostly by Cole himself, released through Dreamville, Rock Nation, and Interscope Records. This album took a very different approach from a lot of his other albums. So with this album, he decided to stick to a very concise theme. You had KOD, which stands for Kids on Drugs, Kings Overdosed, and Kill Our Demons. And he was, like he said in this album, he was very inspired by different SoundCloud rappers. So you can tell by the way that he flows on this album, it kind of fits the style of today's rappers. So he got a lot of flack for it in the beginning, and I think he was just trying to understand the state of rap culture at that time and trying to put his own style into it. And it's a lot like he was saying how like he had his show at MSG and how it was made to be performed on a grand scale. So how do you guys feel about this album? I'll start with Taurian.
This album, it was very interesting because I went to Kendrick Lamar's Damn tour, and you could tell that. Well, you saw that we like he had an interview and he spoke about it. He said he went to Kendrick's Damn tour, and he said that the energy that he had, he said that's what he felt when he was on Forest Hills Drive, but he really wanted to like push it forward, and like he saw where the sound of rap was going, so he wanted to make an album that he could perform. So, and he accomplished that. And I kind of compare this album. Some people might say this is blasphemy, but like I'm talking about the direction. So I'm not saying the sound, I'm not saying anything like that, but like what he did is like what Kanye did with Graduation, where he wanted to make sure that he could perform this live and like it'd be a high energy, high octane, lots of visuals, changes and things like that. And he accomplished that with this album. The thing that's really weird, right, is that because Cole is such a skilled rapper, he was able to make mumble rap songs, because remember at that time everybody was coining it that name. What a lot of rappers were doing, he did it better than them, and he stepped into their realm and just proved like when you're a skilled MC that you can actually make certain things sound good. And as Q said, he put the good, what he said, he put he put the, what is it, good food in, I forgot what the he put the medicine in the food.
Yeah.
So he put the medicine inside of the fast food, right? And that was really clever on his part. The thing that I think kind of like messed it up, and like even though like I think like Cole fans love this album and a lot of people do enjoy this album, is that he's so good at it. I kind of like wish that he figured out a way to do this from the beginning of his career. And obviously now he's in like a completely comfortable place. So, you can't really say that like hindsight is 2020. Like Cole figured it out. And I think he did this just to prove a point. I don't think this is something that he's going to continue doing. I think he's already like showed us that. But like he's really good at making those kind of records. And now that we already know the persona of Cole and know who he is, it's kind of like we don't want it. So it's like you're listening to him, you're like, damn, this is good, but I can't take him seriously. I can't take Cole seriously. It's kind of like Carlton Banks making a really good rap album. You're like, damn, Carlton can rap his ass off. Actually, no. It's like Nick Cannon making a really good rap album. You're like, yo, Nick Cannon can rap his ass off, but it's Nick Cannon. You just can't take it seriously.
I get that analogy. I actually like the Carlton analogy better. I think.
Oh, okay. I'll take that back then.
Because it just takes me to the episode of Fresh Prince where Carlton go to the hood and he dressed up a certain way and he sleep on the mattress, and I very much see that for Cole. Like he can fit in if he wants to.
Right.
But
and
he chooses not.
Exactly. So all right. So you get my drift, Reg. Yeah, like Cole showed that because most mumble rappers aren't that talented, but they know how to like ride beats and they know how to get in certain pockets. Cole is a talented MC, so he could do a lot of these songs in his sleep, and a lot of the album didn't take him that long to make in the first place. Mm-hmm. So, and that's pretty much what Kendrick did with Damn, but like Kendrick never like dumbs down anything, but like when you're a talented MC, you could kind of do whatever you want. And Cole proved that. Cole did it, made a good album, and still satisfied his fans.
Yeah. All right. That's a good closing on that.
I rest my case.
Anybody else got something to say on this one? I know Julie does.
This album, it kind of came off like a petty flex to me. And I kind of liked it because I felt it was, as you guys said, it almost came off not that Cole had a chip on his shoulder. It was more like he was like, these dudes, that's how I took this. This is who you guys are putting over me, that everybody's saying they'd rather listen to me. And, it's to even the first lines for his first verse on KOD, the title track, which is the first track, wow, everybody's cramping my style or whatever he said. And he's talking about mumble rappers in this lane. And arguably, musically, I feel like Cole was talked a lot about, which I didn't agree that, and put in the same grouping with Kendrick and Drake, which I feel like musically he ended up separating from. I've always felt Cole's a better producer for other people than himself. And I felt this was the first one where he kind of, a part of it got over his high horse and jumped in to show he could do this type of music too. And I think it goes to show after this, because after this is where he goes on his guest appearance run. And that guest appearance run, I think, doubles down on my feeling of him being a little bit petty and wanting to show, he is just as good and can hold his own with anybody in the game. Because I think Cole album, a lot of Cole projects before this, minus 2014, Forest Hills, it's kind of a lot of the sounds just sound like he's trying to redo things he's already heard or that we've already heard and we've heard done better. And this is the first time I felt like sounds like he's not only getting a message across, but he's having fun doing it, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. I'll agree with that. Julius, I want to hear from you, bro.
Oh, man. Whew. Man. I enjoyed this album.
Okay.
No, I enjoyed this album. I really enjoyed J. Cole challenging himself to, not make a J. Cole album, from what, the people say. It's a lot of medicine-filled candy music. I definitely appreciate that. The life around the album was pretty interesting. This is the time he had beef with Little Pimp. It was like pretty weird to see that. It was really good.
Okay. Eli.
I enjoyed 8 out of. I enjoyed 8.
With the exception of the one song.
Wait, my bad. I didn't know. It kind of cut out, so I thought Julius was done. Julius, what were you saying?
I enjoyed 8 out of the 12 songs on here, so that's like pretty good. Yeah, and I can agree with Q. I do say that this is. I somewhat agree with Q that saying that this is better than For Your Eyes Only. I would say this album was just. I think not forcing himself to be different, but saying like, yo, I can do this too. Because a lot of people put him in a box.
Mm-hmm. Who different? We different. I'm different, bitch. I'm different.
It's nice to see you sober, Julius.
And I'm done.
Cause we different. He different.
Eli. How we feeling?
Listen, like from the first time this album dropped to going back to it now, with the exception of maybe one song, I gotta say that this album from beginning to end is probably his worst work. I think this album from beginning to end was pointless. He sounds like I get the sentiment like, oh, I could dance in the same circles as you guys, and look at me, I'm the old guy that has morals, and I'm here to be the party pooper and tell you guys not to do drugs and learn how to rap. Like, bro, like, you didn't have to overextend yourself to do this and prove your point. I feel like J. Cole is way too good of an artist to be pulling off something like this. I can understand the frustration of this generation, with the kids, and I guess like the new sound that's being introduced into music and being introduced into hip hop. But, I can't side with J. Cole on this album, because you sound like the bitter old guy, and that's just how hip hop is. It's been like that from the moment we started this to this very moment. It's always been party music, conscious music, party music, conscious music. We have a balance between the two. And I really feel like J. Cole is too much of a talented MC and too much of a talented artist to be, I guess, like trying to like rub elbows with the new generation of kids. Like, you don't have to, I'm not trying to say that you need to stoop down to that level, but you didn't have to do that, bro. Just make the music that you want to make, and who gives a fuck about what these kids are making? Like, if Lil Pump, Lil Pimp, or whatever wants to do whatever the fuck he's doing, making all that dumbass music, that's fine. There's an audience for that. But also at the same time too, it's just like, if I want to know if Brenda had a baby and what she threw out the kid, that's fine too. You know what I mean? But this type of album, I didn't need from J. Cole ever at all, not even a little bit.
Well, all right.
But another thing that I didn't realize till Eli was saying, this kind of helped cement his better than everybody else. Let's talk about the struggle in our communities with addiction and everything. It adds to this whole persona that we saw No Name, basically break down and show us that it's not him. But this is definitely added to it.
Oh man, that's a good thing to mention.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to like. I took a lot of notes because I actually watched his entire Angie Martinez interview, and then I watched his entire Little Pump interview.
I tried. I couldn't
say that.
I
watched
that.
I worked a 16-hour shift. I had time, so
that Angie was really good.
Yeah, the interview with Angie was really good, and then a lot of the things surrounding this album were really cool. So obviously, everyone has like this image of Cole because he doesn't really like to talk that much. So he says very little. He puts a lot of stuff into his music, and he's a very introspective artist. But what I learned through the promotion of this album is it made me harken back to the song that he had for No Name, where he was just like, yo, I'm not that smart. I don't know that much. And what I realized is that like Cole has been trying to tell us that. It's just that like his fans kind of like put him on this pedestal where, because he doesn't really say a lot, like he's not one of those artists where like he has, profound things to say all the time or something to talk about. Like he idolized Nas. He idolized New York rap. He moved to New York so he could be closer to what New York rappers are. He went to St. John's because Nas is from Queens. And a lot of people kind of ran with that. They were like, well, he has to be pretty smart. I mean, he's in college. Like, what do you think? But I think that he's just a regular country nigga from North Carolina who loves Nas, but I don't think that he really, really knew his shit. And I think that proved it because he gave all his time to Little Pump and couldn't see through the fact that Little Pump is a fucking nobody and a fucking loser. Like he talked to Little Pump for 2 fucking hours and pretty much was sitting there saying, I'm trying to understand you. I'm trying to understand the younger generation. And he didn't owe that bum nothing. And I'm not even saying that because he met with Trump. I felt that way when he did the interview. It just so happens that we're doing this Rap in Order right now. And I just think that Cole is just somebody who just wants to rap. And I really mean that. Like, he just wants to rap. And I think that a lot of things were bestowed upon him, and he didn't want it. And I think he's been trying to like find his footing and find his comfort zone to fit in. And I think that he's on the road to doing that. Like his manager recently said that like Cole told him like, yo, I'm not doing interviews no more. I'm not doing promo no more. And they were like, what the fuck? What you mean? But like Cole knew that he was already like he already had enough of a cult following and that he had enough stance in the music industry to do that and still be able to drop projects. Like he proved that with Forest Hills Drive. Dropped a surprise album, fans came out by the thousands and then to the millions to support the album. It's platinum now. He went on tour, had one of the best selling tours of 2015. Me and Regg saw him perform at South by Southwest that year. It was great. It was a great performance, like mission accomplished. But what I just came to the realization of is that Cole is a talented rapper, but he's not as smart as we give him credit for.
Okay. And so without further ado, we'll get into the album itself. The album kicks off with the intro, and which is produced by J. Cole. How do y'all feel about this intro? You think this is a proper lead-in to what we're gonna get into with the album?
I don't think so, no.
I didn't like the intro. For what he was trying to do with the album, the intro didn't make sense, and I wasn't. I think I'll say this much: for how much I like for me liking the album, it gets better, but the intro is the lowest point of the album for me.
I don't think the intro fit the album, and usually for intros, when we discuss intros, we always discuss the introduction song, the song that will define the album, and I don't think that this intro does justice for it. I do enjoy it. If it was another intro for another album, it would be pretty good.
I don't know. I disagree. I like this intro. I think it puts in perspective what he's going to get into. Does it do it in the best way? No, but I think it is a proper representation. Like, I mean, he starts off with "Can someone please turn off my mind? My thoughts are racing all the time." It's very much that representation of how he sees drug rap, right? I'm trapped inside myself, like, which is the depression of drug rap. And when you break it down, I think it embodies all three meanings. I think he could have expounded on it more. Like, he could have gave more. He could have offered up more. But it's a little short. But I do think that it represents what he's going to talk about in the album. So without further ado, we'll actually get into the second song, which is the official song, which is KOD. KOD is produced by J. Cole himself. And a fun fact, actually, because I was looking up some shit from when this album came out, this is the song that got our first FKB account dismantled.
Oh yeah, that was on cue.
This is a song that suspended our first.
He was doing press run for Cole.
Because Quincy and Q left. I was hoping that he was here when we talk about this song, just so I could bring that up. But he apparently, when this album came out, I remember J. Cole doing like a little press run, not a press run, but he did like a surprise listening party at Gramercy. And
yeah, he did two.
He did two.
He did one at Gramercy, and then the next day he went to London and did a surprise listen session. Okay. And they were both free. It was just first come first serve, and they didn't know what they were getting, but they got to listen to the album.
Right. So for the first one that he did, the first one was Gramercy, right?
Yeah, the first one was Gramercy. Yes.
So when he did that one, he did it first come first serve, like you said. But then people obviously snuck in recordings and recorded this first song, which was KOD. And I remember the line that really stood out was when he talks about like, oh, niggas is saying that I should work with other people. How about I don't? Because I'm better than all these niggas, which is basically a summation of what he said. But I remember Quincy putting that up and our account blowing up, like us getting all these retweets and all these interactions. And then soon after that, we got suspended. So.
Well, it's because somebody snuck the audio out from the listening party.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a phoneless or whatever, and somebody snuck it in, they got it, they posted it, and they made sure they took that shit down ASAP.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, I thought this was a really good song. This was a really good introduction to what he's talking about. Where the first track fell short, this one like more than made up in my opinion.
Excuse me.
How do you guys feel?
I like this song. I think it changes the pace, right? It gives you a high pace right off the rip, which I usually don't feel is the case with J. Cole. I was interested just to see how he would approach this. I like braggadocious, claiming you're the best stuff kind of rap. So when he just said it, you know, like you said, that first verse, he's addressing, you know, why I'm not doing features. How about you just get off my dick? Like yeah. I'm doing, you know, like almost like what Eli was saying, like he's always just been doing him, whether you like it or not. He's stayed pretty true to that method of approach. So I think it was I kind of like this brag. I like when Cole talks shit. I realized like when he wants to show off, I really like Cole in that space.
Same. I think with this song though, like as much as I like the whole how come you won't get a few features, I think you should. How about I don't? As much as I like that line, it's kind of what I don't like about Cole, because I feel like he can be such a bigger and better artist, which is, you know, I guess I'm just kind of projecting what I want from him, and obviously he's entitled to do what he wants to do. But I think I would feel a lot closer to Cole as an artist if he worked with other people. And if he worked with other producers, I feel like his sound gets really tired from his production. But that's just me. Like, what else you guys had to say on this one?
Speaking of tired, this song obviously gives you a instant jolt of energy, which is kind of different for what he does, and that's attributing to him trying to, you know, show that he can make music for the current generation and the current sound. I enjoyed it, and seeing Cole in his pocket is pretty dope, actually, and seeing him perform this song live is also pretty dope. It's something that I was really like, oh shit, like he can, like I know, like I've never ever questioned if Cole can rap and like what pockets he can get in and what things he can do, but him making this the second track really made me happy, and I would kind of wish that it was just high octane from the jump, because you could listen to this first track and some people might not go past the first track, and that's why like I had the beef with the intro, but the second track makes up for it.
Okay, and Julius?
Good track, something to bop your head to, you know, something regular. Next.
This song, I thought this song, this is my only favorite song on this album, but I just really, I feel like this is a subpar single from Cole, because initially this was the first single off of the album. This was the first music video off of the album, and this just doesn't do it for me. I feel like this is another step in the what was his first song off the first album? That Workout, where he samples Kanye.
Oh yeah, that was his single, Workout.
Yeah. So nonetheless, I feel like this single, KOD, fits into that same pocket as Work It Out or Workout, whatever you want to call that shit. If it's into that same pocket, it's bubbly, it's cute.
No, it's not.
It's the same fucking cute shit. Like, this is just not Cole, and this is the only good song on this album. But no.
We have an imposter.
Let's just move on, please.
We have an imposter among us.
He doesn't even know the meaning of the words he uses.
Are you mistaking this album? Are you mistaking this song for another song? Because this.
No, we're talking about KOD, right?
Yeah, the title track.
Yeah.
How the hell does it fit into the mode of Work It Out?
Yeah. Because I feel like this song is on that bubbly shit. Like it's in that same vein. It's friendly. It's a hook that you can remember. It's an easy ass beat. Like, there's nothing unique about this shit. I don't like it.
Eli.
What happened?
Eli.
What we got? What you got?
You got another promo. That's what
you
you got.
mean?
There is an
Wow, what are you talking
imposter
about? What
among
did I
us.
say wrong?
There is an imposter among us.
What are you talking? I don't understand what you mean imposter. What are you talking about? I don't like the song. I don't
All
like
right,
the song.
move it
You're
along.
talking about KOD.
No problem. Move it along. Next song, Reg.
All right.
I don't understand. You guys got me lost, but I don't understand.
All
It's
right.
okay.
Man. We'll get into the next song. Next song is Photograph. Photograph, of course, is produced by J. Cole. How do we feel? I mean, this one tackles a lot of different things.
I love this song so much. I think this song is extremely unique. And it's original and it's fresh and it's literally of our time that we're living in and that we're going to live in. Literally just the chorus. I fell in love with the song because of the chorus. Fell in love. The part here, it says, "One day if you follow back, hope to see you one day. I won't show my niggas now. I keep it for myself. Keep this one for myself. Love's gone digital and it's messing with my health." And he's like completely right. And this is definitely some great medicine-filled music. We fall in love through not even just we fall in love through these apps, you know, whether it's Tinder or social media or Facebook or whatever. Like, yeah, and see the picture, and then we would say, "Oh, I like her." But that's really technically not healthy. Like, it's, you know, you should love somebody or like somebody, be attracted to somebody for, you know, different reasons, you know? And this song is extremely good. I want to say this is one of the best songs in his category, whether it's in somebody's top 10, top 50, top 100, whatever, but it's definitely one of the best songs. If I was to introduce a youngin to J. Cole, this would be one of these songs. And just like off the chorus and everything he says, like, this is extremely well done, J. Cole, for that.
Agreed. Anybody else?
I think
Yeah.
this grew crazy, especially re-listening through it after the pandemic and everything. It's like, oh shit, like, yeah, this kind of is definitely what's going on now, and it's just funny to realize that.
I enjoyed the song. That's all I got. Like Julius kind of hit the nail on the head. I don't got to repeat what Julius said. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. And
All right, cool.
I want to know what you think.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Nah, let's move along.
The Photograph. You got something?
No, say it. What's your chest, Eli?
No, listen, I think this is like the second time he does this shit. You have Photograph where he's talking about falling in love with a girl that he sees on Instagram. Talking about the whole social media thing. I get that. That's cool. That's good content. I don't like the delivery. Then on the other album, he had another song where he talks about losing his virginity on Forest Hill Drive. So it's just like, yo, dude, like, I understand your direction. I understand where you trying to take us, but I just don't like the delivery. I think this beat is trash. I think his flow is trash. I think the way that he delivers his delivering his message is trash. I don't think there's nothing that, if anything, I feel like we all heard this song after listening to KOD, the first song, then really going into the second song, because that's initially what this is. But I feel like when we all heard this song, we were all looking at our phones like, what the fuck did I just listen to? Because who the fuck is over here, like, sitting here and just focusing like, yo, I'm in love with this girl on the train? Who has the nerve to make content about that shit? That's so weird.
Eli, let me stop you.
Eli, I feel like I've had it. I feel like I've heard you.
And see all of the women that you would like to engage with. I can go through all of your social media, and I can figure and pinpoint, okay, he wants to do her, he wants to hold her hand, he wants to kiss her. I can see that. This song is about you. This song is about
all of us.
Is that why you don't like it?
This song is about me. This song is about you. This song is about all of us. This song is about.
So if this song is if this song is so relative, why do you hate it?
Because I just told you guys, I didn't like the deliverance. I didn't like the beat. I didn't like. I literally just listed all those things.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. All
right. We'll get into the next song.
No problem. But Eli, if you do bug up like that again, I hold you in contempt.
For what? What y'all asking me and I'm telling y'all?
All right.
All right, so
Moving on.
to the next song. The next song is The Cutoff, which features Kill Edward, which is, as we know, is another personality or an alter ego of J. Cole.
And isn't Edward the name of his stepfather?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man, that's the white side of J. Cole coming out wanting to kill his stepdad.
Kill Edward. Yeah. It's produced Word, yeah, that is the one. It's produced by Black and J. Cole. Not 6 Lack, but Black is another producer.
Okay.
He's gotta fucking hate 6 Lack Black at this point.
Yeah, he has to. How do we feel about that song?
I don't like when J. Cole loses energy. And that's the only thing. It sounds good. It's actually popped up in randomly on shuffle, and it's fit the shuffle really well as a transition of energy. But I feel like I don't want 2 low energy songs from J. Cole back to back, because it's already hard enough to get any energy from when he tries to go high energy.
What is this like the typical song that a lot of rappers make when they reach this level where they have a lot more fame and everything, like the literal cutoff of all the people that they thought that they could trust, but that they down the line was proven that they can't. It's a lot of rappers make this type of song. I don't really care for this one.
This song was pretty cookie cutter. I feel that, but I do feel that this is what Cole feels like he's really going through, and it just sucks that, as a rapper, there's not too many subjects that you can touch on that haven't been addressed already, and I think Cole really was going through a transition because he kind of became less like. All right, prime example, when Cole dropped his first album, he was out in the clubs a lot in New York City and doing a lot of things, wearing the chains and all of that. And I don't think that was what he wanted to do at all. But when you see hip hop and you're a transplant, you think, all right, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Especially when you're from North Carolina, where this dude's out there getting money and this dude's out of flashy, but he's idolizing New York rappers, right? That was his main influence, not Southern rappers. So he came out here, and I think that he realized like the lifestyle wasn't for him. And I think some of the people that he surrounded himself with, he was learning like, yo, we don't have the same morals, because like Cole is a family man. He's very private about his family, but he's a family man. So there were certain things that he just was realizing wasn't for him, and it wasn't aligning with some of the people that he had in his life. So although this song is very cliche and very, oh man, we've heard this before, I think he needed to make this song just for himself, and he would have been doing a disservice to his fans if he didn't.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it is just a rite of passage. Like a lot of rappers just, when they reach that level, that upper echelon, they need to make a song like this, but I wasn't that much of a fan of this song. If you guys don't have anything else to say on this one, I'll move to the next one.
Only thing I could say that I like about this would probably be the hook. I do appreciate the fact that he acknowledged his drinking problem on this record, and kind of like told us a story where it's kind of like, a family member was about to cut him off because of his drinking problems, which it's kind of weird. It's kind of even weird to even see J. Cole in that light. But I mean, nonetheless, the content is cool, but like I said, same thing as the last song. I am 100% good off this. I don't need this at all.
Okay. All right, so the next song is actually
the Cookie Filler, whatever Taurian said.
Cookie Cutter, yeah.
Cookie Cutter. The next song is 8 p.m.
Yeah.
8 p.m. was produced by Deputy and J. Cole. This was one of the singles from the album.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
This song was dope to me. I like how, I don't think Eli would like it because it kind of goes with everything he's been saying about what he hated about this album. So I get it, but I like this song. And I especially like.
You hate this shit.
No, I like it. I like the video too. The video had a lot of little nuances that I really liked, and I like that the video kind of played off of. If you watch it closely, you can see that it was inspired by like "Give Me Some More," the Busta Rhymes video from back in the day.
Mhm.
all the colors and everything.
Yo, was he trapped in a brown paper bag in that video? He
Yeah,
was trapped in something.
not a brown paper bag. I think it was a money bag.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a money bag. And then he has the imagery where he's flying over like the city, and all these drugged out kids are like following him because he's like has $1 behind him like for them to follow, and they're trying to grab, and like there's like little imagery, and I mean, it's everything that Eli probably doesn't like about this album. But I like this song and I like this video.
Yeah, it was really clever what he did. He pretty much said, "Yo, I can make a mindless radio record and still give you nourishment," and that's what he did with this song. And the message behind it, also, like the whole Dollar in the Dream thing is kind of like his like claim to fame. So him just having the kids follow behind him with just $1 was kind of like like a callback to his early days when he was doing the Dollar in the Dream concerts and stuff. Cole is clever when he wants to be, man, and when he does what he knows what he's doing, he's pretty good at it. And think about it, like he literally made a song that Lil Pump probably would have made, but he made it 10 times better.
Yeah.
And not even Lil Pump, all the Lils, Yachty, Uzi, whoever. Like that hook was absolutely tailor made for one of those artists that were getting scrutinized during the mumble rap era. Migos would have killed this song.
That would have been a sick remix.
Yeah. The Migos remixing 18 would have been actually a pretty fire visual.
Their ad libs on this would have been amazing.
That would have been crazy, actually.
Count it.
This again, lyrical genius right here. The medicine in the candy, when he says, "Without it, I'm miserable. Don't want to fall off, so I'm all in my bag. Thanking God like it's biblical. I know it's going to solve every problem I have." Like that right there is again what we are living through and what we're going through. It's people thinking, okay, let me just get all the money I can, and then I'll be good. I'll be safe. I'll take care of people around me. I'll have all the women I want, and it's not like that. You can have all the money you want, and you still won't feel as good as you think you will. Even like for like a 10,000-aire like me, like I can spend as much money as I want to, but at the end of the day, am I really going to be happy with all this money? Like, what really is going to make me happy? So this was an incredible lyricism. And on the second verse, like in the first verse, it's like him bragging, and it's the second verse is like, like this is the reality of it, and it's really, really good. This is a great song, really, really good stuff.
Okay. And anyone else got something on this one before I move on?
Nope.
Okay, I'll move on. So the next song is actually gonna be Motivate. Motivate, of course, is produced by J. Cole. Very repetitive chorus. It has a sample from Get Money from Junior Mafia. How do we feel?
I enjoyed this song. It's just Cole. Like I said, the thing that sucks is that because he kind of dumbed it, like that's going to be like the flowing narrative, because he dumbed down the like he was very like hook driven and very hook heavy, and he dumbed it down. Like you kind of like the message can go over your head because you'll find yourself like just nodding your head so much, but he's really trying to get messages across as well. But it kind of like doesn't happen the way I think he meant for it to happen unless you really, really go back and listen to this album and you're really a Cole fan. So somebody like you could probably break this album down like a college professor. But if you're listening to the album and you're somebody like Eli, where you're like, yo, this dude's a poser, like he didn't have to do this shit, it's kind of lackluster.
I like this song again. Another great song with medicine-filled candy. This is a medicine-filled candy song, and I love what he did. Not only is he taking the styles of SoundCloud rappers, but he's doing it better than them, as we all have said. Again, with the lyrics, too many times I swallow my pride. I'm cracking a smile. I'm dying inside. My demons are close. I'm trying to hide. I'm popping the pill. I'm feeling alive. A lot of kids, sadly, they are going through a lot of stuff, more stuff than we've ever seen. And they feel like drugs are going to make them feel better. They are really, really depressed. The depression rate has skyrocketed among little kids and teenagers, and they are trying to find something to feel happy and feel better for themselves. And unfortunately, it's drugs, it's the pills. And what's the closest the closest thing to drugs are in their medicine cabinets. And it's just really, really incredible how he's just telling this message, but in a way where you can give the message. And I think that's what went wrong. A lot of people, just because of who he is, and the delivery was maybe confusing, but you literally have to read this. You have to concentrate and focus on the lyrics. If this was like a book, I think people would really love it better.
Another big thing about this, from my doing research on the album, this song is supposed to hit like at the peak as when you take drugs. It's supposed to be just like you're feeling good. So he wanted to make this feel exactly like a bop, as when you're on a trip or when you're doing drugs, and right when it hits in, that initial feeling of goodness.
Okay.
So thought it was cool that he was able to place it at this point in the album and understand, like, all right, this is the mentality of, all right, so this is not only the premise for the album, but we're going to go with it and guide you through it as if you were actually on these drugs.
I like that. I didn't know that. We'll move on to the next song. Next song is actually going to be Kevin's Heart. It's produced by T Minus. Kevin's Heart is interesting to me because, in the song structure, he's talking about, someone tripping out on drugs, but also making it relative to someone cheating on their partner. And then, of course, he used, in a video, brilliantly used Kevin Hart to get these points across, because as we know, Kevin Hart was going through his own scandal at the time, because he openly admitted to cheating on his wife. So this was kind of a cool way for Kevin Hart to kind of spotlight himself and his struggle and stand in his own shit that he was going through. I thought the video was really, really brilliant, and it made me like the song a lot more. How do you guys?
Yeah, if I was Kevin Hart, I might have snuffed him, because if this song was around, like people were playing it and shit. If I'm just getting over this shit with my wife, and you fucking put this song out, and now I gotta hear my song, my wife gotta hear this song, or my kids gotta.
I doubt. I mean, all that shit, all that industry shit. I wouldn't doubt that J. Cole actually communicated that he did this and that he got the okay from Kevin Hart before he even put it out.
Exactly.
That's true.
We had him in the video, of course.
Yeah. Danny just be wanting to snuff niggas. That's all it is. Danny just wanted to say that he would snuff somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't just blindside artists like J. Cole. I don't think he blindsided Kevin Hart with this song.
That's true. That's true.
It's a cool song. The video made me like the song a lot more than I probably would have without the visuals. Definitely helped with this song for me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the videos for any of the videos for this album.
Oh, you didn't see the video?
No, this is a great
video. You didn't see the
man.
Kevin Hart joint?
I really don't rush to Kevin Hart things or J. Cole things. So.
Kevin's Heart and ATM, those are two really good music videos, bro. You gotta when you get a chance, you need to check those out because they're two really good.
You saying nice things about this album?
No,
I got some nice things to say, but overall, it's a terrible album.
Anyway, so the music video, like Taurian said, it made me like the song better. It kind of like, I can't really listen to the song without, I'd rather like watch the video than listen to the song because the video's so good. And like visually, it's captivating because it shows you what goes on through the life of popular person who has done something bad during the day, like from the time where he's at the stoplight, I believe, and the time where he's shopping and in the bathroom. It's like, damn, like think about it. You fuck up once. You're super popular and you fuck up once. Now all these eyes are on you and you can't escape it wherever you go. And it's really, really, it was a real incredible video.
All right, so with that, we'll get to the next song. Next song is actually going to be Brackets, produced by J. Cole. It has a really, really introspective opening from Richard Pryor from one of his stand-ups that I thought fit the song really well. How do y'all feel about this song?
I thought that this song was that's all good. This was another cliche topic that rappers talk about. When you start making money and you start getting into like a different tax bracket. And I think that Cole cleverly, it's really funny to me how much Cole cared about these younger rappers, because it's one of those things where it's like typically in rap it's kind of crabs in the barrel. And I kind of feel like this album is a cautionary tale to up and coming rappers. Like I felt like he wanted this album to, like, he knew that what he had to say was going to get the attention of these rappers, but he wanted them to listen to the music so they can get his message.
I think J. Cole struggles a lot with he struggles with the idea that, like, he's like, all right, well, this is the caliber that I'm at, and but he also wants to be universally praised or loved. Like, he struggles with that. I feel like he doesn't want to be looked at as the old head, so he'll overextend himself to relate. But then in overextending himself, he's separating himself from what everybody else is doing. So I think that's where he slips up at sometimes.
I enjoyed the second verse of this song, like the beginning of the second verse. You know, it hits harder when you make more money. Like that second verse hits way harder when you start making more money than you could count. And it's like the part where he says, yeah, I pay taxes, so much taxes, shit don't make sense. Where my dollar go? Where do my dollars go? You see, lately I ain't been convinced. Like when you go from making like a couple of $1,000s a year to almost six figures a year, and you see like, oh, what the hell? Like you see them taxes coming out. Like, yeah, I could relate to this song a little bit. Like, yeah.
So you said, Julius, you get
yeah, that's all I gathered from that.
That's all I
gathered from that. Yo, next time drinks are on you, motherfucker.
Listen.
Money being made around here. Hey. Money being made around here.
Taurian knows what I'm talking about. Taurian knows what I'm talking about.
I don't. We're gonna find out.
Are you serious?
Now I'm in like that kind of thing.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Your Honor, I have no idea what he's talking about.
I plead the fifth.
I ain't making
big
money. I ain't got no ends.
For real.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's nice to know you do. But no, in all serious, and all jokes aside, I get what you're trying to say, Julius.
I don't. I'm too broke.
Well, I can imagine. I can imagine what you're trying to say.
Honestly though, for me, this is where the album it's a low part for me. It's a low energy part for me. Like I can't do it with Cole and the like chill songs for me. Cole chill songs just get boring. I can't hear them back to back. So I kind of feel like this shit just brings such a low energy for the video. For the album.
Okay. All right, well, we'll get into the next song. Next song is actually sorry guys. Next song is Once an Addict, the interlude. You guys had anything to share on this one? Can you hear me? Or I think actually,
yeah. Oh,
that's my bad. This is Cole's White Side coming out again. He got into his Eminem bag, talking about his mom being an alcoholic. And, you know, it was because his stepdad, Edward, you know, stepped out on his mom. and had another kid, and his mom was heartbroken, and Cole dealing with the effects of having a white mom, and she's kind of going through some things, and he's kind of like growing up with her, and then he's talking about like, fuck it, I'm going to New York to leave you, but then he's like, nah, I can't, he feels bad because she's alone, and they're best friends, and it's a good, that interlude would have been a great short movie, I think, if he would have really fleshed it out, because it is a good story. Like, he's this kid who has an abusive stepdad. His stepdad steps out on his mom, breaks his mom's heart. She turns to the bottle. Every time, he goes somewhere or she goes somewhere, she's embarrassing him, and his friends are calling. He grows up in a small town. Everybody knows it's his mom. Yo, your mom's over here drunk showing tits, or your mom's over here drunk falling on the tables, something like that. And he got to go get her, and he's like, I'm going to leave this town. I'm never coming back. And not have to deal with his mom anymore. And then he's like, oh, shit, that's my mom. I can't do that. I got to worry about it. I got to make sure she's good. And she's telling him, when you get your heart broken, you know how the fuck this feels. So I just think this was a very well, like, even though it's an interlude, this is pretty dope.
Okay.
Yeah, they asked him why, he was asked on Twitter once why it was just an interlude and not a fully workout song. And apparently his response was that it just was too personal, and that the full version of it would just pull the album energy down too much. Which, ironically, to me, you did that a song ago, but okay.
Okay. So the next song is actually going to be Friends. Friends features his alter ego, Kill Edward, and it's produced by Childish Major and J. Cole. How y'all feeling? Eli, I want to hear from you.
Well, I'll be right quick. Shout out to Childish Major for this placement. This guy has been like killing the game, and I definitely want to like hear more of production from him. But yeah, shout out to Childish Major for this. I'll pass on the song. That's just it.
Okay. Eli?
Yeah, man, you already know my prolific answer. Let's moving on.
Prolific.
I don't even want to acknowledge this song. Like, this shit, man, pick somebody else. I'm good.
All right. Overall, you guys, nobody else has anything else to say about this song?
This is kind of more of a
kill
pickup
me.
after that. So from it, I think this song is definitely a pickup. I wish he didn't have like the last 3 songs, and he could have had this, and it would have been a better flow of things. But I actually kind of like this track.
Okay. All right. So the next song, which is the second to last, is Windowpane Outro. It's produced by J. Cole himself. How we feeling?
I didn't get it. I'm sorry. I didn't get it because it's kind of confusing, especially I guess it's called the outro because the next song is supposed to be the intro to the next project, I guess. But it kind of threw me off, and because it didn't feel like an outro, and it didn't kind of serve the purpose of being an outro,
Right. Yeah, he still had an amazing outro in the tuck before he had this. So it was weird. Odd placement for sure.
I hate songs like this that have that really long build up where no music happens. And it's like 40 seconds, you don't know what's going on. It just sounds like some weird, creepy funhouse shit.
I agree with that, Danny. I don't like long build-ups at all. But
yeah, I'm with Danny on that one.
You ain't with shit.
Yeah, man, it's like one of those build-ups when a girl says like, I think it's funny how, and then she doesn't say anything afterwards, and you're like, funny how what? What's funny?
What?
You know?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's over text and you see the bubbles coming up and disappearing, coming up and disappearing.
There's a weird like space thing in this fucking space/spooky sound in this song that I hate. Like it sounds like a slasher movie build up in the background somehow.
All right. So, without further ado, we'll
All
get to the
right.
next and final song, which is 1985. Closes out this album, and it's produced by J. Cole. And he uses the song to kind of, the song does a great job in summarizing everything that he's been talking about and how he's feeling on his place in rap. Q kind of kicked it off when he summarized it in the beginning, where he said he likes how he had like this boom bop type feel, and like it's very easy to bop along to. It's very easy to like get the words that he's saying. But he also has a message behind it, where it's like, 1985, that's 30, 34, 35 at this point. But like, at that point, for younger rappers, that's an old head. But like, this is him embracing that and him getting back to the roots of it, like the simple form of rap, but also like talking his shit. I thought it was a really, really dope song. I think this is one of the songs that is my favorite from J. Cole. I wish he would stay in this type of bag. And this is like going back to what Danny said earlier, this is the type of song that I would introduce to a new J. Cole fan, or to someone that's trying to get into J. Cole.
I'm just going to keep it short. This is J. Cole's best song he's ever made in his career. That's how I feel.
Really? What about
I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that.
Damn, what's that?
I'm not that. Wait,
I rest my case, Your Honor. I don't have any other arguments after that.
I'm not mad at that. That he makes.
I'm not mad. I like Farewell. I think is my favorite J. Cole track though. Off of Friday Night Lights, I think that might be my favorite J. Cole song.
I'm not saying it's my favorite. I'm just saying it's his best song that he's made. It's like if as an MC, like this is it. This is it, baby.
True. This is
big leagues.
This is his best rapping, probably. Yeah.
So again, I got to bring these lyrics up because the genius of the song was really, really crazy. When he says, "One day them kids gonna listening. One day them kids that's listening gonna grow up and get too old for the shit that made you blow up. Now your show's looking like because they don't show up, which unfortunately means the money slow up." Incredible rapping. Again, Medicine Field Candy rap. Wow, how many times have we seen some of our favorite rappers from the 90s or the 2000s just do shows, and they're small shows now, and those trendy rappers who just can't make another hit. Incredible rapping, and this is the message to not only just Little Pump, but like I think this is a message to every single rapper, and I believe every single rapper who comes into the game with probably their first hit or who just wants to rap should be listening to these lyrics. They should write it down and study these lyrics. Everything that he says is extremely, what Eli says, prolific. And like every single lyric hits. This is a Bible verse for every single rapper going through it. And it didn't, and a lot of people say, oh, J. Cole makes the same song, blah, 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 blah. But when you think about the tour, okay, yeah, he makes the same song to you, yes, but he can still perform these songs. Like he will be able to perform these songs 10, 20, 30 years from now versus the person that that has like made a 2-3 hits of different songs. So that part really stood out to me. And it's like the genius of him in his mindset to make this song is incredible. Like this is a masterpiece of a song. That's how good it is. And the beat is great, it's cool and all, but I can literally listen to this a cappella and won't get tired of it.
Okay. Anybody else got something to say to follow that? That was great, Julius.
I'm gonna have to go with like Julius, and I'm gonna have to go with Turn on this one. This is definitely one of his standout records. This is definitely a good song for a lot of the young cats if they want to get like some cues on how to like navigate through the game. The song basically is just giving cues, sharing knowledge, trying to tell old boy, like, listen, like, You know, the shit that you doing that's right now, like, it's cool and all, but it's not, you know, we here for longevity. Like, if you trying to keep that money that you love so much in your bank, you got to understand, like, if you're doing music, you have to do it from a longevity standpoint. That's why guys like Hov, guys like Nas, guys like Drake have been in the game for such a long period of time, because they've given us music that is not for the time, music that sounds good in any time period. You know, you got, you know, and it goes back to Lil Pump, you know, because Lil Pump was going on his campaign saying, fuck J. Cole. And though a lot of people will debate that Lil Pump is hot, he's not, he's not, that's all up to numbers to tell us, you know? But nonetheless, all of us, we do know that Lil Pump is not making longevity music. And his, I guess, like, his right-hand man, his, like, the guy that he came up with, Smoke Perp was on that same campaign talking about fuck J. Cole, and and then a couple, like, maybe after that campaign, we haven't heard from Smoke Perp since. And if anything, Smoke Perp dropped 2 projects and they both flopped after this campaign talking about fuck J. Cole. So it's just like, yo, like, that's the reason why I like the song. The reason why I like the song is because he's just giving out cues, giving out knowledge, letting these kids how to maneuver, and it's really up to them if they want to take it or not.
So you
But
do
that's
like
the reason why I like it.
album
Right?
because you do like a song on this album, because earlier when the proceedings started, you said you didn't like a single song on this album.
Oh, you
Yeah,
think?
It got progressively worse.
No. But what I'm trying to say is just that I could like KOD and I could like Photography and I could like 1985, but that doesn't mean it's going to be in my everyday day-to-day listening, because I'm never listening to this album at all.
You said it's not a good. Excuse me? Can the reader go back to the reading? Did he say that he didn't like any song on this album, or every song on this album was trash? I'm just
I
wondering.
didn't acknowledge
Verbatim,
that they're
he
good
said
songs.
I need to
this
read
song
that.
I'm
is
listening to
I
the
need to
album.
read
verbatim. What he said was, starting at the first song, he said, starting at this song, this album sucks, and it gets worse and worse each song.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm listening to these songs day to day. That doesn't mean these songs
I
are
know-
part of my day-to-day life.
We
Your Honor.
I
understand.
could acknowledge, like, yeah, it's a good song, but it's not a song that I'm listening
We
to.
we
every day.
understand. We understood what you just. We understand what you just said. But minutes ago, you claimed that every song from the first song got worse. This is a
I still feel that
fact.
way.
You said
Now-
that shit with your chest. So
so
you're
now-
contradicting yourself.
So thank you for the big
But
words.
regardless, I'm leaving this album review telling you guys I'm never going back to this album.
So
No,
where
stop
I'm
saying
I'm
dumb
confused.
shit is what you need to do to begin with.
I'm confused on how you feel about this album, because first you think it gets worse and worse. Now you're saying the last song is good. I'm confused. Please
Exactly, you said the last song. That
Help
means we're finishing
me.
the album. We don't have any more.
But
music to
understand
listen
your
to.
original statement makes you sound dumb when you end it with that. Because you said it gets progressively worse. Meaning if it gets progressively worse, by the time it's at the end of the album, it's absolute doo-doo. There's nothing good about it. But you're praising the song. After you've already said there were 2 other good songs, after you said the entire album was trash. So,
But
sir,
this is not
I'm
necessary. This is that we just finished the outro. This is just an additional song for the next album.
No, it's
All right,
not.
no.
This is the
It's
end
not.
of
We
the
don't
album.
go back and just Google it, because Taurian
Are you
just
lying
told us
on
that.
Stan right now? Because that's a felony.
Eli, we just want the truth.
I don't fuck with this
Are
album.
you little Kimming us?
Oh my God.
No. He's not. No. Little Kim didn't lie. She just didn't tell the truth. Eli's just
What?
bold-faced lying now.
I'm not lying. I do not like this album.
All right.
It's
If
hard
I
to
don't like
agree
an album,
with that. It's hard to agree.
it's okay for me to
Okay.
like one or
Okay.
2 songs.
Order. Can we close this out and give our ratings, please?
You know
Yeah.
what? Go ahead. Sorry.
So
I'm just going to kick it off. For me, this is obviously some of J. Cole's best rapping. The production is good, but it's just hard for me to give it anything higher than a 3.5, because I noticed it's not like his pop. It was kind of like him like trying to show off versus him actually being like. I'm not gonna say he wasn't passionate about the project, but this isn't his lane, so it's kind of like weird. But it definitely is a 3.5 out of 5 for me, because good production, good raps, he has some really high points on this album, but some of the low points just don't do it for me. So that's why I give it 3.5.
Okay. And anyone else?
Yeah, dude, I agree with definitely the same. Those low points really, really crushed it. I wish like there weren't as many as low points as there is on this project. I would have definitely gave it a 4. But you know, the message in this is incredible. I think maybe 5 or 10 years from now, you know, this will definitely be included in some great works, lyrically, excuse me. But yeah, great lyrics. This was definitely one of J. Cole's best lyrical projects.
Okay. And I will mirror that and actually give it a 3.5 as well. I think this is actually, I'll give this a 4. I'll give this a 4.
Are you smoke?
This is
Right,
some of what? Hey, it's my turn.
Oh my God!
All right, I'll give this a 4.
You really said a 4.
I was very impressed by his rapping on this. You know, I give it because of his level of rapping on this. Yeah, he gets a 4, but also at the same time, it's a tricky 4. Like I have to take it for what it is. But a part of me wants to give it a 3.5 because I don't feel like his heart was in it. He did it he did it in spite of the state of rap at the time. Like he didn't do it for the art of it. He didn't do it to because it was his rightful place or like he was inspired by what was going on. He did it just to be like, yo, here, nigga, like this is the state of rap. I can do that and I can do it this way. Like he didn't do it because that's what was on his heart. And Taurian to tell you this, like it's why I was so hard on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy at first until I came around to giving it a classic because Kanye did My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy as a backhanded apology. He didn't do it as an album that he felt was on his heart. He did it to win people over again. So like this is in that same type of vein. Like it doesn't match the greatness of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but this is in the same vein of not doing it because it's on your heart, but doing it because you have a point to prove, or you're trying to win people over, or you're trying to win over another audience. So if I just have to take it for the state of the art of it, I'll give it a 4.
All right, thanks for our dimples.
Oh Jesus! That's what we doing now. We calling Regg dimples. I don't know if I want to follow that up anymore.
I'm gonna go with a 3. I like the album, but there's a lot I don't like about it, and it's just really hard for Cole to capture me for an entire project.
Cool, it's fine. Eli,
1.
All right.
That's why I'm leaving it at.
All right, and you already told us why. So 1, Regg, you want to take us home?
That's
I don't even want to hear Eli say anything else.
I don't want to hear myself say
I
anything
do.
else
I
either.
really do. I
No,
really
no,
do.
no,
I
no,
don't.
Julius,
I don't wanna,
no.
So it's gonna be a
Regg,
whole lot of
take us
other
home.
bullshit that we're gonna have to pick apart.
Regg, take us home.
All right, man.
Bruh. Y'all really crazy, yo. I hope they cook y'all. Y'all be here talking about 3s and 4s for this album. Y'all are sick. Y'all are sick. There's something wrong with y'all.
So that's that, man. And if you're listening to this, we have a 46th president of the United States. His name is Joe Biden. We have a new vice president. Her name is Kamala Harris. It's been a beautiful day. If you're listening to this, that's the big news of today. The weather was beautiful. Everything was right about today.
Right on.
But I will leave it at that. I'm First Class Regg.
And I'm Taurian B. Black is beautiful, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's great. And we're out of here.
Catch you guys next time.